Hello to all the learners over there, the aspiring data scientists, engineers, and upcoming developers. This is Divyang Shivastav, and you know me well as your Aptitude mentor. So, first of all, let me know if my voice is properly audible and if you can see the screen behind me so that we can have another very interesting session. And today would be the placement day 9, where we will be talking about whatever the important topics as far as your placement examinations are being concerned. I hope my voice is properly audible. Do let me know in the chat box. Okay, you all must be very excited knowing about what would be the topic. So if I ask you how is your preparation going and all, you must be a lot of student, a lot of achievers as well, a lot of student who have already been placed. They all have a phobia with regard to one chapter, that is the analytical part, right? So today we will be covering all the variety of questions of the analytical reasoning and also from the non-verbal reasoning part. As you all know, your placement season is going to start in just couple of months, right? Many of the particular companies have already scheduled their particular examination. They have already discussed about their placement examinations like Wipro, Infosys, Capgemini, Tech Mahindra, right? So today we will be covering all the particular chapter. For that matters, for your initial placement, these particular aptitude topics would be primarily concerned and would be very much vital for scoring maximum of the marks. So for the next one particular hour, I need all your attention. And as usual, four elements would be required. First would be a pen, a copy, a particular beautiful mind, and a focus. Right? So just to make you familiar about this particular topic, this would be your question. Today I am giving you a question just at the initial starting of the class so that you can be familiar about what we are going to study in this particular topic. So it has been interview based question. Aptitude is not just check which just evaluate your thinking skill but logical skills as well. So many a times interviewer asks these variety of questions in your assessment examinations directly, right? They will simply provide you 2 minutes to rethink about, and they will ask how logically you can achieve to the question. Okay, so how many squares are there in the chessboard? It is a interview based question. Many a times these types of question has been asked. I'm checking your comments. Okay, few of you have already answered and given the answer, that is 64. Should we log the answer? Do other students have the similar answer, or do they have a different answer? Okay, most of you are answering 64. Just last 5 seconds to you. Just rethink about your answer. Just rethink about your answer first of all. Okay. So right answer would be 204. 64 won't be the answer because if we check about the matrix now, if we check about the matrix, it would be 8 cross 8 matrix. But if we just look here, chessboard looks something like it would be having 8 rows and 8 columns, 8 rows with 8 columns. So if we just complete the particular diagram now, so what you are answering is 64. You are just counting the small square, but can't square be achieved in such a way that it could be possible for 2 cross 2 matrix, or in the same pattern it could be 3 cross 3 matrix as well, 4 cross 4 matrix as well, 5 cross 5 matrix as well, right? So in this way we will be getting total of 204 squares. Okay, wait for a few minutes and we will be discussing how we have to approach these types of question, because not only in terms of chess, it could be any kind of questions in examinations, right? So let me make you familiar about what is the non-verbal reasoning. Non-verbal means where we don't have to deal with the particular languages or words. So in brief, non-verbal reasoning is a category of cognitive assessment that we evaluate an individual ability to understand and analyze visual information and solve problems using visual reasoning. So visually, whatever we see on the basis of patterns, right, sequence, clues, right. So on the basis of that, we need to figure out and we have to solve the questions. Okay. Unlike verbal reasoning, which relies on language and words, non-verbal reasoning test involves patterns, shapes, and sequences. So everywhere we have to play on the three terms only. That is the patterns, okay, then sequences, whatever sequences they are having, and also we have to look about the particular shapes. तो ये चीजें we have to figure out, and also there should be repetition. We have to analyze the given particular diagrams. So first variety of question would be paper cutting and folding. Okay, there would be certain paper which would be folded in such a way that after some point you will be given a particular diagram. You need to figure out what would be the first figure in that particular manner. Finding images to complete the series. Okay, that is image completion based question. Completion of figure, then embedded images. Embedded means something which is hidden inside. Then we have to seek the pattern in the image grouping based questions. Then comes to the analytical thinking. It uses logic, right, critical thinking and systematic approaches to identify patterns, relationship and underlying principles within data or particular concept. So there would be 6 variety of question that are coming in this particular chapter. First would be mirror based question. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे we will be given a particular diagram and we would be asked to determine what from the other options what would be the mirror image of that particular figure. Then we have water image concept, right? Counting of figure concept, matrix completion. A matrix would be given. You have to deduce the logic. You have to find the pattern. Whatever the pattern is being repeated, in the same way you will have to complete the particular pattern. Then drawing the relationship between words, or we can say Venn diagram based question. Acha, just to make you more familiar about the topic as well as understanding the seriousness of this particular chapter, देखो, no matter whether you are good with the aptitude part or not, many of you might face a lot of problems with related to the mathematical skills. They are very poor with the particular mathematical skills, but still you have chance to grab the particular placement examinations, to grab the particular aptitude section. How? If you just maximize your scores in reasoning, because reasoning is all about how logically you can intercept that particular data, how logically you can find the relationship between the things, or how logically you can deduce the particular patterns or sequence or particular shapes or figures, right? तो जरूरी नहीं है कि तुम्हारा मैथ्स बहुत स्ट्रांग हो तभी रीजनिंग तुम्हारा अच्छा हो सकता है या एप्टीट्यूड तुम्हारा टेस्ट क्लियर हो सकता है. मैथमेटिकल स्किल्स इज फार डिफरेंट देन द रीजनिंग स्किल्स. ओके, सो and believe me, a lot of students who have good mental ability but they fail to crack the particular reasoning cutoff. Why? Because they lack practice, consistency and the concept clarity with them, right? So first of all, try to understand what is mirror image and water image. What would be the mirror image and water image? So for that matters, we need to understand what would be the lateral inversion. Lateral inversion means simply whenever we place the right hand in the particular mirror, it shows our left hand, right? So right and left would be interchange in that particular scenario, or we can say when we talk with regard to the mirror change or mirror images, only change would be horizontally. Change will be horizontal. There would be no vertical changes. You can note down this point as well. If you are making the notes, you can write these particular points. There would be no vertical change. But when we talk about particular water image, in water image, the image would be upside down. ठीक है? Water image में क्या होगा? Upside down. For an example, if I put this particular arrow and if I figure out the particular water image, the inclination of arrow would be downwards. ठीक है. तो when we talk about water image, so only change would be vertically, that is there would be vertical change, and orientation wouldn't change as per the horizontal, that is no horizontal change, no horizontal change, no horizontal change, right. यहाँ पे क्या होगा, अपसाइड डाउन हो जाएगा, फिगर वुड बी upside down. And when we see about the particular mirror image, we will check the symmetry. We will always keep in mind the relation of symmetry. Okay. Just keep in mind about that in mirror image there would be horizontal change only, and in particular water image there would be just vertical change. That is the vertical orientation or inclination of that particular subject would be changed. Lateral inversion simply means the interchange of the right side with the left side and the left side with the right side in the mirror image of the object when compared with the object. In its literal sense, laterals mean sideways and inversion means reversal of position. Okay. So if I have to make you understand about the particular terminologies, that is lateral inversion. So lateral means sideways change, and inversion means particularly reversal of the position, For an example, if I put a mirror here and a particular object is being kept, right, so mirror image would be, it would be sideways, right, as well as reversal of the position would be there. Okay, so this is inclined towards the left, so inclined towards the left it would be horizontal change and it will become inclined towards the rightmost position, right. Now moving ahead with few of the particular diagrams. So this is the diagram for the mirror image. So you can identify the things and you can understand how things work here. So for an example, if I check out for the mirror image for the first 10 digit, that is 0 to 9, you can simply check when we discuss about 1, 2 or any of the numbers, there would be sideways shifts, there would be sideways shift there, as well as the position is change also. Okay? Reversal of position is also there. For an example, if I talk with regard to 6, अभी देखो ये देखो C ऐसे आया कुछ, it would be sideways, तो C would be there, and 6 तो we have change of the positions as well. Now coming to the mirror images, okay, you have already checked, you don't have to mug up any of the particular data, just remember two things, that is when we talk with regard to mirror images, right, only horizontal will change, horizontal inclination will change, and when we talk about the water images, only change would be vertical inclination. Okay, shall we start the question? We are going to cover around 40 questions today. Okay, so tighten up your belt and with a speed you just write down your answers, right. If a mirror is placed on the line MN, okay, for an example, if this particular object is being kept, a particular mirror is being kept MN, it reflects a particular mirror, then which of the answer figure is the right image of the given figure? So you are provided with the 4 of the options. You have to give which of the option would be the mirror image of this particular diagram, right. So you have 10 seconds to solve this. देखो, these questions are very scoring. All you have to do is finding the pattern, write logic and sequence. So everyone is answering that second object would be right. So first of all, क्या mind में रखना है? There would be horizontal change only. Sideways position would be change, right? If I talk with regard to this particular flower object now, so is its diagram would be something like this. Now always remember when particular object is being kept here, so the left hand side would be the right hand side, right? That means if this is from here now, that is there would be equal spacing from left to right. So ये वाला particular position would be this one, right? And always remember, we will figure out from the leftmost diagram. Never do a mistake that you analyze all these objects just putting forward from the rightmost position. The factor that remains, the factor that would be the scoring point would be looking from the left hand position. Now this would be curve. Okay, so this option would be eliminated because curve would be this type. This can be possible, this can be possible, this can be possible. Now looking at the shaded positions, so shaded position, they would be downwards, right? That means this option would be cut down, this option would be eliminated. Only one option would be right, that is option number 2. So right answer would be 2. One more thing, whenever you face any sort of difficulty with regard to these particular diagrams, or uh, you are confused about the particular orientations, always remember, just eliminate the wrong answers. By eliminating the wrong answers, you will definitely get the right answer. तो कभी भी ऐसी सिचुएशन में, whenever you just find it hard to solve the questions, one by one just eliminate the wrong answers. ठीक है, एक एक करके ओरिएंटेशन चेक कर लो बस. इट शुड बी साइड वाइज एंड इट शुड बी रिवर्सल. सो बस दो चीज चेक करना है और वन बाय वन ओरिएंटेशन को देखते हैं. चलो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. चूज द अल्टरनेटिव विच इज क्लोजली रिजेंबल द मिरर इमेज of the given particular composition. So 1965, it would be Indo-Pak War, right? What would be the right answer? And I request to watch the complete video because here we are completing almost 8 concepts here. So just one class and you are getting so much of content in this particular free sessions. Okay. So what would be the right answer? Okay, we got multiple answers, option number 4 and 3. So if the mirror is being closed now, the mirror hamesha would be placed to the right hand side, right? Now K would be the first position, so initially it would be K only, so this option would be cancel out, this option would be cancel out. And always remember, the mirror image of this particular diagram would be same, this particular diagram would be same, there would be no change. Now coming to the P part. Okay, coming to the P part, P is oriented like this, so its particular image would be like this. So can we cancel out the other options? Okay, let us see other options. O, then last would be 1 orientation is always also the same. Let us check and evaluate whether N9 is rightly inclined or not in the options. So if we have eliminated this particular diagram, the 9's orientation would be at the last, right? 9's orientation would be at the last, and only one option that would satisfy would be option number 3. 4 would be the wrong answer. A would also be the wrong answer to the question. Only one option would be right, that is option number 3. Got it? Okay, oh, I'm sorry, 9 is kept here now, so 9's orientation would be, if 9 is placed here like this, so 9's orientation, how it would be, there would be circle from here, so it would be something like this, right? So answer would be option number 4. Answer would be option number 4. Answer would be option number 4, correct. Okay, you have to check each and every particular characters or whatever values are being given. ठीक है, तो वन बाई वन ऑप्शन आउट करते जाओ. 9 and 6, don't get confused. If 9 is placed like this now, so mirror image of 9 would be something, you can say it would be like this, right? Coming to the next question, choose the correct figure of a mirror image. Now problem figure is being given here. Consider that mirror is kept here to the rightmost position. What option would be the correct mirror images? Okay, what option would be the correct mirror images? Just check about the orientation. देखो orientation कैसे check करोगे? Simply you have the curve. So if this curve is being given, तो अगर ये curve कुछ ऐसा है, this is the curve. Just eliminate from the options. What would be the right curve? What would be the right curve if mirror, now mirror is being kept here? Okay, what would be the right curve? option is B. Okay, so we have many of the students who are answering it second option. Okay, let us check if it this, if C is something like this. Just a second. If C is something like this, देखो यहाँ पे C कुछ ऐसा आ रहा है, तो ऑप्शन एलिमेंट में क्या होगा, कुछ ऐसा आएगा. ठीक है. So this option would be cancel out, right? So this option would be cancel out. Now all we have to check the loops. All we have to check is the loops, right? There is a loop here, there is a loop here, but this loop is quite tiny or smaller in size, so only one option satisfies, that is option number B. The right answer would be option number B. Correct. So all we have to see is the whatever the patterns is there, right? Whatever the sequence is being provided to us, and whenever a mirror is given, we have to keep in mind two of the things. First would be there would be horizontal change only. Also there would be change in the position of the particular diagrams. Choose the correct water images. Now what you have to figure out is the it would be upside down, orientation would be upside down, or we can say there would be vertical change only. So just on these two factors you have to answer. If a triangle is being placed, so first of all just see, if the tip is to the upwards, the tip will become upside down. So just with this particular diagram you can evaluate. So if this is the triangle here, just evaluate which of the options could be the right answer. Can it be the possible? No, because these two diagrams are the identical diagrams. This would be the wrong answer. Can it be possibility? Yes. Can it be possibility? No, because circle is beneath, circle in the lowermost diagram, so it won't. देखो यहाँ पे पोजीशन ही चेंज हो गई, so this would be wrong answer. This will also wrong answer because it won't, there would be no lateral change. So only one option would be right, that is option number 2. Okay, feel free to ask any questions. Okay, if you face any sort of challenges, हमेशा याद रखना बस यहाँ पे अपसाइड डाउन होगा and there would be vertical change only. ठीक है, and object will never change their position. Like you can see here ना, they are changing the position. यहाँ पे position कभी भी नहीं change होगी. There would be no position change, no position changes. Because when we see the reflection in terms of mirror images, only there would be change in the vertical inclination, right? That is the orientation or the inclination become upside down. Choose the alternative which is closely resemble the water images. I have come up with many of the questions so that you don't get confused with any of the particular topic. Let us see who is going to answer the first. Who would be the first one to answer the question correctly? Nuclear. What would be the water image? There would be no change in the position, just remember. So if n is to the first position, n will remains to the first position. This option would be cancelled out. Okay. If u is to the second position, so u will always occupy the second position, only there would be upside down change. That is, agar u is something like this, so it will become something like this. Okay, there would be just vertical change. So this option would be also eliminated. Now see other elements as well, right? Here the factor that would be deciding factor would be L. So if I check the upside down of nuclear, it would be something like this. Option would be also eliminated, right? Only option would be option number 4. Correct. Acoustic. Okay, you have to find the mirror images. What would be the right mirror image of acoustic? Whenever we are not being fixed, whenever we are not given any detail about the particular placing of the mirror, always consider that the mirror is always placed to the right hand side of the particular given word, right? So we have acoustic here. Okay, I guess it should be water image here. I guess the question is wrongly framed here. You need to determine the water image of the given combination. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे water image कर लेना, and water is always considered to be beneath of the particular diagram. Okay, so what would be the water diagram, water image? If A is being clipped, it would be upside down, it would be upside down. Okay, and there would be orientation change as well. So this would be eliminated from here, this would be also eliminated. Okay, so what would be the right answer? What would be the right answer? Just make a correction here, it would be water image. Option number 2. Okay, let us check if option number 2 is correct. Just check for the U. Yeah, it is correct. Just check for the S. Okay, and T would be upside down as well, T would be upside down as well. So this option would be eliminated from here. Okay, what are the other options? This would be also eliminated. Okay, let us check other particular diagram as well. So S remains the same here, so this option would be also eliminated from there. So only option, right option would be option number 2. Choose the alternative which is closely resemble the mirror image. So if this particular diagram is given, let us consider mirror to be at this particular side. There would be horizontal particular change only. So ball is kept here. So ball remains to this particular position, and only one option satisfy these all options would be eliminated. Right? Just focus on the word whether mirror image is being asked or water image is being asked. If it is being asked about the particular water image, right? Water image has been asked, what would be the answer? Acha, what would be the answer if water image is being asked? Chalo, let us try to figure out what would be the water image in that particular scenario. So if we just check this particular diagram, na, water image would be something like this. Okay, downwards, and it would be longest line, it would be longest line. So these options would be eliminated, these options would be eliminated, right? This option would be eliminated in that particular scenario, this would also be eliminated in that particular scenario, this would be also eliminated. So in that particular scenario we have A option if it is being asked about water image. Choose a figure which would most closely resemble the unfolded form. अब देखो इसको कैसे solve करना है. Let us check how we are going to solve the question. देखो, there would be a hack for answering this question. There is a hack. देखो, whenever you are confused about these types of questions, just understand this with the help of particular page. So if this particular page is given, just give me a second so that I can have a square shape. So that I can have a square shape figure, and so you can relate the topic very easily. Okay, suppose this is a square particularly, you know. So whatever we are given with now, we actually in the first particular step it is being folded anyway. Suppose it is being folded around the particular diagonal, and then we have another fold along with the particular diagonal, and we are getting this particular diagram at the last. ठीक है, तो ये punched वाले क्वेश्चन होते हैं. If you get confused ना, देखो, suppose there is a, at last we are just making a punch to the particular position. If we take a hold to this particular position, then automatically if we just unfold the part now, so it will come to the all particular section. I hope these particular holes or cuts are being visible to you. In the same way, in the same manner, if we are given with a particular page, suppose we are given with a particular page, this one page, and first it is being folded around half, right? And in the second most it is folded around this particular right hand side. So we are getting this particular diagram. Now this would be the Z would be the position for which we have to find the unfolded form of this particular diagram. Okay, so what would be the answer? You just have to check about the symmetry for there. You just have to check for the symmetry here. If you are confused now, I have the particular whole question as well. देखो, if you are watching the channel or the particular topic for the very first time, don't get confused. Just read out this question. This would be the actual question. Okay. For example, if Z figure is given, always remember there would be three figures given. So first we are just folding the paper in certain way, and Z would be the last particular diagram in which there would be a cut fold, or there would be particular you can say notepad here. Okay. Figure Z shows the manner in which the folded paper has been cut. These three figures are followed by fourth answer figure, from which you have to choose a figure which would most closely resemble the unfold figure Z. So for an example, I have these particular diagram ना, तो यहाँ पे अगर if I made a hole, if I made a particular hole at the last, so this would be the ideal condition here. This would be ideal condition here. Check it out. So for an example, if we have this particular condition, okay, so if we unfold the particular diagram now, the hole or the cut point would be at the 4 position. So right answer to this question would be this particular diagram, that is option number A. क्योंकि देखो half में जब we will unfold ना, तो it will certainly come to this position, right? It is already there, and when we unfold to the diagram, it will become here as well as here. So right diagram would be option number A. Now that you understand the question, now try to solve this particular question. All we have to do is finding the symmetrical figures. If we just unfold it, we will get something like this. Okay? So what would be the ideal condition? What would be the options possible? This option would be cancel out. This option would be cancel out. Also, you can see there is a particular box like item here. So it would be something like this. So right option would be option number 3rd. Option number 2nd would be eliminated. So we have C option, that is correct. Okay. Yes. Gaurav has answered the right answer. Zaran has to given the right answer. Okay. Let us move with another question. Okay. I hope now you must be very familiar about cutting or folding based questions. Okay. यहाँ पे एक fold होगा certain way. We are given about the patterns. Like first it would be folded from the along with the diagonals, and second it would be folded around the diagonal as well. So last में we are having this particular diagram. Okay. This particular diagram is been left. Now when we unfold, you have to find which of the particular diagram which will resemble the unfolded form. So next question to you. Okay. So for an example, if I have a plain particular diagram of a triangle, and if I just fold that particular triangle along the horizontal side, that is this would be comes to this particular position, and from vertical position it would be upside down, right? So what would be the answer for this? You have 20 seconds to rethink your answer and write down your answers in the comment box. Okay, everyone is given the right answer. Master with MVS, the Rising Phoenix, Gaurav Khadwal, Arjun Patel, good. Namdev Falke, Gaurav Khadwal, Zarhan, correct. So just check whatever the particular patterns, whatever the particular holes are being given. Okay. So at last we have triangle here and we have circle here. If we just reopen this particular circle, we have circle here as well, and when we just open it from the both the particular diagrams or both the particular sides, it would be something like this and something like this, and triangle is here, so triangle's position would become to this particular position. So unfolded form, what would be the right answer? Right answer would be option number 3, Correct. Now it is option of a triangle is 3. Correct. Master with MVS. Correct. Okay. Triangle won't come to this particular position. देखो, student who are doubt with the option number second. Just remember, जब triangle ऐसे हो रहा है, just look at this particular diagram. I'm just making you understand about this particular diagram. Okay, suppose we have a triangle here. Okay, suppose first fold is being kept here, right, and second fold is drawn from the let us take this position as this particular position. Okay, so this particular diagram would be unaffected. There would be no effect to this particular position. So if triangle is being placed here, na, it won't come to this particular position. So right answer would be option number 2. Okay, our right answer is option number 3. Okay, last question from this particular series. Okay, okay, Shashank Goda, good. Give this particular answer. If a particular shape is given in a square shape and it is folded around the particular horizontal side, okay, and then 2 punches are being made, right? Okay, students who are confused with what would be the orientation in which they are being folded, this folded sections or the folded particular parts would be represented by the dotted lines. So इसमें क्या हुआ, envelope होता है ना, just same as the envelope, it is being folded from this particular position to this, from the left to the right, from the right to the left, from bottom to the top. Okay, and at last we made a punch to this particular position. So if punch is there, when we unfold it, punch will certainly come to this particular position. If punch is there, it will certainly it comes to this particular position, right? And all other side would be unaffected. So right answer would be option number B. Okay, देखो यहाँ पे symmetry मत लगाना, don't apply the symmetry here, don't get confused with this particular diagram, because when we have an envelope now, there would be hardly any effect to it. देखो यहाँ पे ये आ जाएगा और यहाँ पे ये कुछ ऐसा आ जाएगा. अभी punch is there ना, so it will only replace its own position. So punch will come here and this particular position as well. There would be no punch from the left to right orientation. Okay, so we have continuing the series based question. Select a figure which will continue the series given in the first picture. So here what we have to do is we have to find the pattern, whatever the pattern is being given, and on the basis of the clues we have to see what has been repeated here. Okay? So here all you have to do is use logics. कुछ याद करने की जरूरत नहीं है, just find out what is the repetition of the pattern. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे क्या कोई sequence है which is being repeated, just figure out if there is any sequence which is being repeated here, and always remember the sequence or the series must be universally followed from left to right, So always evaluate these questions based on the left to right approach, and whatever sequence is there, whatever pattern is there, it will always be universal. Universal means pattern break नहीं होगा. Don't, pattern will be universally followed. Pattern will be universal or throughout. Right? Okay. I am giving you 10 seconds because I guess a lot of students are already solving this question, right? Checking your answers as well. Show your energy. Where is your energy? Is it option 1, option B? So most of the students are confused with option number 1 and B. Okay, if first is compared with relative to second, and second you have to relate with third you have to relate with fourth to relate with fifth. So I am using different pen so that you can see clearly about the particular orientation. तो यहाँ पे देखो, first of all you need to figure out the orientation, how these sticks are being placed and then you have to find the logic in which pattern is being following or in which sequence is being repeated. So finding the particular orientation here, the stick is being kept through the leftmost position, then it goes to the top, then it goes to the right, then bottom, then left. So we understand one thing, that the orientation of all these particular sticks are in clockwise direction, that is it would be clockwise direction. Now you can eliminate few of the options. Okay, so no, none of the figure can be right now eliminated. Now understand how first is related to B and B is related to C is related to D, D is related to E. Okay, so there is complete one particular stick here. In second, there is one extra half stick. In particular third diagram, okay, there is additional one particular stick. Okay, and in particular fourth diagram, there is additional half of the stick. In fifth diagram, we have additional one particular stick. So can we say there is addition of half stick, then addition of one stick, then addition of half stick, then addition of one stick. So in the next particular sequence, there should be additional of half stick. So if there are 4 stick now, there should be half more stick. So this option would be eliminated, right? Now checking about the orientation in which these particular stick has been placed. तो देखो यहाँ पे when a new stick has been come na, so it was actually coming from the rightmost part, right? Then in second it was also from the rightmost part. In the third it will be added from the rightmost part only. So in the fourth option you can see there would be additional of half stick, right? So there would be 4.5 stick here, so it would be the possible answer 4.5. These option would be eliminated. Now discussing about the orientation, which will be the right answer? Is first answer would be the right or third answer would be right? I'm checking your answers. Ankita, Gaurav, Shashank, which would be the right answer? Either first or third. Just check about the orientation in which the next particular stick has been added to. What would be the answer? First or third? Most of you are giving first option. So yeah, your answer is absolutely correct. It should be first option because stick must be from the rightmost part, right? Rightmost part and not from the leftmost part. So right answer would be option number first. ठीक है? नहीं समझ में आया तो just think about the situation. The stick must be added from the rightmost part. Okay? It would be added from the rightmost part. तो इसी पैटर्न का रिपीटेशन हो रहा है. Just think about this particular scenario ना. अब देखो ये इसको और इसको रिलेट करो. A and E. We have first position, stick is being kept from the leftmost position. अभी सेकंड में ये देखो, सेकंड में राइट मोस्ट है, तो जो यहाँ वाला डायग्राम होगा ना F वाला, so यहाँ पे भी we have the same logic here. So a right answer would be option number 1 and not 3. Right option would be option number 1. Now we have another particular pattern based question. You have to find out which a figure from the among 5 of the example will come next to the problem particular figure. Okay, you have to find the logic and see the repetition of that particular logic. Okay, so I am giving you the hint, same hint, pattern will be universal or throughout the series. What would be the answer? 20 seconds to you because it is quite complicated question. Okay, and these are actual assessment based questions. Don't skip this class, don't leave the class in between because these are very interesting questions. Either you will win or you will lose. This is a battle of yours. No one else is going to sit and give the placement examinations. Also ChatGPT will also fail to give the right answer. You can't copy these questions, you can't just cheat these questions through chat gpt. Chat gpt से भी solve नहीं होगा, right? So try to understand the logic, try to attempt these questions here only so that you can practice. Okay, let us see what would be the logic. देखो हमेशा याद रखना, वन बाई वन चलना, ऑलवेज गो फ्रॉम लेफ्ट टू राइट पोजीशन, लेफ्ट टू राइट, एंड ऑलवेज चेक what is the common relationship between B to A, C with B, D with C, E with D. ठीक है, और हमेशा left to right. Now figure out the things. If we compare with A to B, देखो there are three particular diagrams or there are three particular sticks, their orientation are being given. In the first particular diagram, if we see the orientation of the second, the middlemost diagram is being changed, other remains unchanged. So write out down 2 has changed. If we compare B with C, the orientation of first as well as the last have reversed. So it is first and last, right? First and third. If we compare C with D, okay, the orientation of first remains the same, last remains the same, only second changes. Now D with E, the first and third are interchanged. So by the same logic, in the next figure only second would be changed, that is the middlemost particular diagram. Both the first and the third, that is last most, the top and the bottom inclination would be remains the same. Now you can use this particular options. First would be the same, okay, so this would be cancel out, this would be cancel out, right? Third orientation, that is okay, this would be cancel out. Okay, now we are left with two of the options. Remember I told you only second would be interchange, right? So if second is like this, now it would be interchange here. So how it would become? Will option 1 or 2 would be the right answer? What would be the answers? Option number A, the rising phoenix is giving option number A. So यहीं पे देख लो, A से जब B पे गया ना तो ये ओरिएंटेशन कैसे हुआ था, this टाइप का, तो राइट ऑप्शन वुड बी ऑप्शन नंबर A from here. So all those who have commented option number A, you have given a right answer. Good, your practice as well as your focus is absolutely correct. Now select a figure from amongst the answer figures which will continue the same series. Same series based questions, you have to go from left to right. Whatever the patterns are being given, you just have to use the logic, you have to find the clues in which these particular series is being made, right? Also whatever the pattern would be there, it would be always repeated. What would be the answer? Let us check. There would be circle, inside a circle there would be triangle, then triangle would be set free, then inside a triangle there would be a particular square, then a square is kept free. So अभी क्या होगा, स्क्वायर बाहर आ जाएगा, स्क्वायर will come outwards. So this would be the wrong answer. What would be the right answer? What would be the right answer? There is also one another option, that is E, that would be fifth diagram. So circle has no end point, triangle has 3 points, then we have 4 points, then outwards would be something which is having 5 point, right? Something which is having a 5 point. So inside diagram would be something having a 5 diagrams, so only 4 will be logically correct. Okay, have you given the right answers? Option 5, no, option 4 would be the right answer. Option 4 would be the right answer. So okay, got it? Whatever the diagram is given now, whatever the diagram is given, in the next particular diagram it is coming to the outermost shell. So logically option number 4 would be the right answer. Select a figure which will continue the series. One more question. Solve it out and write the answers. So let us check. Just relate B with A, C with B, D with C. तो हमेशा पैटर्न क्या होगा, लेफ्ट टू राइट चलेगा एंड इट शुड बी यूनिवर्सल. ऑल यू हैव टू सीक इज वट एवर द पैटर्न इज बीन गिवन. ठीक है. In the same way, series will continue and the next particular diagram will comes in the form of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are options, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have to write down the answers. चलो one by one देखते हैं. There would be one stick, two stick, another stick which is cutting it out. Okay. Then we have another stick in this particular formation. Then we have another stick which is cutting it down. Okay. Let us check the inclination of the series. Okay. यहाँ पे देखो inclination कैसे है, from the left to the right in downward direction. So right option would be option number 4. Right option would be option number 4. Sorry. Correct. Option number 4. ठीक है. No. Option number 5. I'm sorry. There is a reflection of the light here, na. I'm sorry. Right answer would be option number 5. First orientation is from the right to left. So this option would be eliminated. Right option would be fifth element. Okay. There would be a reflection in the screen, so I got confused. So next question. 4 alternative. This is a question for the matrix completion. Okay. This would be from matrix completion. Matrix completion may be, there would be same sequence which you need to careful about. So use pattern to decode the particular puzzle here. Just you need to figure out the orientation or the inclination of arrows. तो यहाँ पे deciding factor क्या होगा? What would be the deciding factor is would be inclination of arrows. Just check out in which logic these particular arrows are being inclined. Inclination of arrows. Okay. So we have double arrows here who are inclined towards the upwards. In second of the diagram, देखो, logic can be either way. It could be from vertical change or horizontal change, right? It could be left to right or it could be top to bottom as well. But whatever the logic has been given here, it should be universally followed. वहाँ पे कहीं पे भी there would be no break of the logic. So inclination of both the arrows are towards the upwards. In second of the particular diagram, in second of the column, we can say that second is, it is upside down, that is vertical upwards. ठीक है. अभी थर्ड में क्या हुआ? Second is being kept constant. Second is also changed, and first is also changed. They both are upside down. There is a vertical change in it. Now finding the same logic here. ठीक है. जो भी लॉजिक होगा आप उसको रीचेक करोगे. यू हैव टू रीचेक द पर्टिकुलर लॉजिक. तो फर्स्ट में क्या था? इफ आई टॉक अबाउट दिस पर्टिकुलर कॉलम, इफ आई टॉक अबाउट दिस पर्टिकुलर रो, तो फर्स्ट से सेकंड में क्या हो रहा है? ओनली सेकंड ओरिएंटेशन, ओनली सेकंड एरोज इज बीइंग चेंज. थर्ड में क्या हो रहा है? both the inclination, both the orientation of the rows are being changed. Now recheck it in the second row. देखो सेकंड और में क्या होगा? सिर्फ सेकंड रो वुड बी इंटरचेंज. थर्ड में क्या होगा? बोथ वुड बी अपसाइड डाउन. तो यहाँ पे देख सकते हो बोथ वुड बी अपसाइड डाउन. इसमें कैसा चेंज है? मिरर इमेज. दिस वुड बी वाटर इमेज. तो सेम वुड बी लॉजिकली फॉलोड हियर. फर्स्ट वुड बी रिमेन सेम. इन सेकंड द ओरिएंटेशन ऑफ सेकंड वुड बी upward, right? Second would be change. So it would be something like this. So what would be the right answer? Let us check about the particular 4 options. So it would be option number A. That is option number 1. Right? Option number 1. So from here we can deduce the logic. We can deduce the particular logic. Select a figure from the 4 alternatives which when placed in the blank space of figure, this particular figure. Okay. Figure completion question. So we have to check out the symmetrical figure here. Just check the symmetry here in which the particular options needed to be covered so that this object completes with a particular logic. So what would be the answer? So as if we can check now, देखो ये this would be completed and this would be also completed. So in this manner we have to figure out, and also this would be cutted from the topmost position. Okay. So this option would be incorrect. This option also incorrect because this should be partial half from the top. This option would also eliminated. Option number D would be the right answer. Okay, moving to the other question. Blank space. You have to fill the particular diagram. What would be the answer? You have to find the symmetry only. Okay, symmetrical diagram. So if I talk with regard to the middlemost position, there would be particular diagram which is completed from here. Okay. So there would be curve. So this answer would be eliminated from here. It is also eliminated from here because there is no this particular cuts. Now we have two options, that is A and C. A and C. What would be the right answer? We have a cut here. Just check out the particular scenario. Yes, there should be a cut from the upward. So this option would be eliminated and option number C would be the right answer. Okay, coming to this a new concept where I am going to deal with how you are going to count the number of squares in the particular figure. So first of all, okay, okay. So one by one, stay focused here. If you are given with any of the particular diagram where it is the form of square, and we need to figure out the total number of squares in that particular figure. So इसको ऐसे manually one by one we don't have to count, right? There is a proper trick in which we can figure out any particular diagram. Okay, always remember how particular squares has been formed. We can say all the four sides are equal to each other and all the particular sides are parallel to the opposite or the parallel to the front sides. Okay, now what would be the logic here, how you can count? So I'm just writing it down, counting figures. So if it is a square, no, just remember, if it is a square, say 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4. Just name down the number of sides or the number of small boxes. It is 1, 2, 3, 4. It is 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 4 rows and 4 number of columns here, right? So whatever the number is there, na, the largest number is 4. So just total number of square would be total square would be 4 square plus 3 square plus 2 square plus 1 square. That is 16 from here, 9 from here, that is 25 plus 4 plus 1, that is 30 number of squares. So answer would be option number D. Okay? So all you have to take is the squares of the number of boxes, the number of total symmetrical figures. So 1, 2, 3, 4 were there, right? Maximum number was 4. Now you have to come to the decreasing way up to 1. So यहाँ क्या होगा, 4 square plus 3 square plus 2 square plus 1 square. Now if any of the figure is given, you can solve using this particular logic. Suppose we are given with another particular diagram where there is 1. Okay. Now the number of rows and columns are different. Number of rows and columns are different. So in that particular scenario, what we have to take is always take the maximum number, that is 4. Number of columns here is 3. So देखो यहाँ पे क्या हो जाएगा, 4 into 3 हो गया. Then we have decreasing number, that is the number which is lesser than 4 would be 3. The number which is lesser than 3 would be 2. Then we have number lesser than 3 would be 2. And number lesser than 2 would be 1. Okay. Now we have to add all these particular scenarios. So total number of the square in that particular scenario would be 12 plus 3 2s are 6 plus 2. That is, it would be 20 in that particular scenario. It would be equal to 20, right? So 20 would be the answer. Okay. 20 would be the answer. ठीक है? अब now just also understand what is the logic behind it. देखो 4 into 3 means 4 into 3 means there would be 4 squares which are 3 cross 3 matrix. 3 cross 3 matrix. That is, this would be one square, this would be another square, right? So we have total 4 into 3 cross matrix. Then we have 3 2 cross 2 matrix square, and then we have 1 cross 1 matrix, that is total number of squares. So in the same way, if we have any number of sides, suppose this is 5 sides here, 3 4 5 and 6, ठीक है? तो यहाँ पे भी same pattern would be followed. Just count down a number of rows and columns, ठीक है? अब देखो maximum को take the maximum number, that is 6 into 5 plus 1 lesser to 6 would be 5 into 4. Then 1 lesser to this would be 4 into 3. Then 1 lesser would be 3 into 2 plus 2 into 1. Okay. So in this manner we can approach these types of questions. 6 into 5 plus 5 into 4 plus 4 into 3, 3 into 1, 3 into 2, 2 into 1. अब इससे कम नहीं हो सकता क्योंकि यहाँ पे फिर 0 आ जाएगा, 1 into 0 हो जाएगा, right? Now this was for the squares. Okay, if the number of rows and columns are not equal. Now also understand what in terms of rectangles, how we can find out the number of rectangles in any given side. So in that particular scenario, let us say we have a diagram where number of rows and columns are given. So we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 1 2 3 4 columns. So ऐसे में what you have to do is, if we have to figure out the number of particular rectangle in that particular scenario, ठीक है? अब rectangles कैसे find out करोगे? What you have to do is just count the total number of rows and columns. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6. So it would be 10 from here, right? 15 and 21. And just count here the number of columns. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, that is 10. Next step would be total number of would be product, taken product. So product would be 10 into 12, that is 120. So total number of rectangles in the given figures would be, sorry, 21 into 10. I'm sorry, it would be 10 into 21 from here, and it would be 210. So in such way you can figure out any number of rectangles in any sort of diagrams. वहाँ पे आपको 1 2 3 करके ऐसे काउंट नहीं करना पड़ेगा, ठीक है? क्योंकि एग्जाम्स में these questions are like repeatedly been asked, and every time these questions comes we give a wrong answers क्योंकि options are very close. अब suppose we are given 195 as option, 200 as option, 220 as options. अगर 1 by 1 अगर we are going to count the number of triangles rectangles ना, तो it will take a lot of time और वहाँ पे accuracy भी नहीं maintain होगी. So for that matters you have to use these particular tricks. So trick would be just you have to take the total number of rows, sum them, ठीक है? Mark the number of columns here, just take their sum and multiply 21 with 10. Now coming to the last part where we will understand how we can find a number of triangles. चलो, suppose we are given with this particular triangle and we have been asked finding the number of triangles. So in that scenario also we have a trick which will work in finding the number of triangles hidden in a given particular set of diagram. Okay, so how we can solve these questions? How we are going to solve this question? Look very carefully. Suppose we are given a triangle, right? अभी इसमें मुझे समझ में आ रहा है कि there is just single triangle which is being hidden here. Now if I just cut down this triangle, now I assume that we have one triangle here, one triangle here, and one would be the larger one. If I just reduce the triangle like this, so we have 1 2 3 triangle, then 4 triangle, 5 triangle, and one would be larger triangle. अब देखो इसको कैसे ट्रिक को, how we can solve this question with the help of tricks. Just remember, all you have to do is, always you have to keep in mind that there would be the base should be the same and the tip should be the same. तो अगर टिप से कभी भी कोई लाइंस that are dividing the base, ठीक है, तो अगर टिप से कोई भी लाइन जाके डिवाइड कर रही है तो बस उसको नंबर दे दो, just write down the numbers. So we have 4 set of smaller triangles. Now what you have to do is just write down, just take addition of these particular numbers. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, that would be 10. So total number of triangles in that particular scenario would be 10. Now one more thing, suppose there might be an extension of this particular diagram. So count would be goes up to plus 5 and 6. So total sum would be, it would be plus 5 and 6. Now it will become 21 from here. इतनी बात क्लियर है? So there would be total 21 triangle. ठीक है, बस क्या याद रखना है, there should be two condition, that is the base should be the same as well as the intersecting or the dividing lines would be drawn from the tip to bottom or bottom from tip. One more thing, suppose there is a condition that the triangle is always also being cutted from the you can say it is being dissected around the horizontal. Now if I have to count the number of triangles, what we are going to do is just look. Okay, देखो example से समझो. If this is a triangle, if I dissect it in this way, actually what we are getting are two congruent triangles. Suppose this is P, this is R, this is R, PQR, right? Suppose this is SNT. So we can say PST is congruent to PQR. That is, we are getting two exact copy of triangles. Okay? We get two equal or two congruent triangles from here. So in the same manner, actually I am dissecting, I am cutting down the triangle in one. This would be one position, 2 and 3. So total number of triangles in that scenario would be 21 into 3. If I dissect it furthermore, how many triangles are we getting? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the right answer would be 21 into 5. So 21 from the outermost shell and multiplying by 5, so that we can represent the proportionality, or so that we can say that the congruency of the triangles has been given. Now I am giving you a small question. Just figure out this question. What will be the answer? How many squares in the given particular figures? What would be the answer? So asking about the squares, number of rows and columns are equal. There are 4 rows and 4 columns. So answer would be 4 square plus 3 square plus 2 squares plus 1 square. Okay. If the same questions come and it has been asked about finding the total number of triangles in it, finding the total number of triangles in it, how we can solve it? We can use the congruency and we can take any of the triangle. Suppose we have taken this particular triangle, the lower one. Okay. Abhi we can have the diagram something like this. Okay. So we can count the number of triangles in this particular diagram, and we can further multiply it with 4 to get the right answer. So only one option can be possible in that particular scenario, and that would be the right answer to it. Select a suitable figure from the 4 alternatives that would complete the figure matrix. So what would be the answer? Just deduce the particular logic here. Okay, Priyanshu is asking 30 triangle. Might be possible. We have to count, no? Might be possible. Augustine Saji, I was new to this class. Is this course will cover quantity, logical, verbal, number system, SCF and LCM. All this will cover. Major of the questions, the most important chapters as far as your aptitude preparation is being concerned would be covered here, but you have to practice the other particular topics as well. But yeah, I can say 80% of the course would be completed in this particular free sessions, that is uh, aptitude session first to 10. Okay, both logical, verbal, quantitative parts, number system, SCF and LCM. Also, I have completed all these particular topics. You can check out the particular playlist of these particular sessions, and there you will get all these topics. Okay, the rising phoenix has answering hexagon, that is B. Okay, just we have to find the logic here. देखो यहाँ पे circle था, if circle is being chopped up, what we are getting here is two of the particular circles that are being chopped down, or that is semicircles. ठीक है, तो close semicircles we are getting. What if we just add on these two particular diagrams? तो यहाँ से क्या मिल जाएगा तुम्हें, कुछ ऐसा डायग्राम मिल जाएगा. It would be something like this. So ideally we are getting a particular hexagon, right? So this option would be eliminated, this would be eliminated, this would be the only option, that is option number B. ठीक है, option number B. Yeah, let us move ahead with another question. You have to use the logic here. Select a suitable figure from the four alternatives that would complete the figure matrix. ठीक है, चलो लॉजिक यूज करते हैं. So we have circle here which is dissected along the vertical and horizontal. We have triangle here which is dissected along the horizontal and vertical. Then we have a square which is dissected along the vertical and horizontal. In the same way, in the same manner, in the same particular sense, we have triangle which is dissected along the vertical line, rectangle along the vertical line, and circle along the vertical line. ठीक है, अब देखो थर्ड डायग्राम में क्या होगा. First of all, you have to find the pattern. So first we have circle here, then triangle here, then rectangle here. Then triangle will come, then rectangle has been come, and then particular circle is there. Okay. So अगर हम repeat करें, देखो ये second diagram था ना, ये first पे चला गया, ये third वाला second पे आ गया. ठीक है, और ये second वाला first पे आया outwards में, right? So in the same manner, we have circle here, circle will come to the outward position. So अगर circle भी outward आ गया, rectangle भी outward आ गया, तो अब triangle को आना है. So triangle would be at outermost shell. Inside it would be circle, then rectangle. The third would be a rectangle. So what would be the right answer? This would be the wrong answer. This would be the wrong answer. Okay. These two are sharing the same particular basis. So this would be the right answer, wrong answer. And in fourth of the diagram, they both are having the same basis. So right answer would be option number 3 to it. Okay, yeah. Drishika was the first one to give the right answer. Then Rising Phoenix, Hemant and Ankita Paul. Correct. So next question, how many triangles and squares are there in the given figure? Just drop the answers. Acha, since the values are distinct, that is the number of triangles and squares are distinct, so you can approach any of the particular diagram. You can either find the number of triangles or either find the numbers of squares and solve the particular given figure. So best would be solving for the square. So we have two squares, 2 cross 2 matrix, and this one would be another one. Okay, so if we have a square of 2 cross 2 matrix, so there would be 2 square plus 1 square, that is 5 squares from that particular side, or 5 ऐसे होंगे tilted, so 5 plus 5 would be 10 squares. Okay, so this would be the option A. Other option would be eliminated, right? And the same logic we can use to evaluate the number of triangles. ठीक है, तो अभी triangles मैंने पढ़ाया. You can use the logic to count the number of triangles from there. Now coming to this part, find the number of triangles in the given figure. You can take 20 seconds to give this particular answer. I'm starting the stopwatch. Okay, use 20 seconds to give the right answer. What would be the answer? Option number B. Okay, can be possible. So first of all, we have to calculate the number of sides in which the triangle is being cut down from the top. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and also there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cuts. Okay, the answer must be a multiple of 5. So only one option can be possible, that is 75. ठीक है. अच्छा 5 का multiple ही क्यों होगा भाई? The answer must be multiple of 5 because if I talk with regard to the horizontal cut, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is 5 symmetrical. That is 5 triangles would be incongruent. So always the answer must be a multiple of 5. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, it will be 15. And 5 cuts are there, so 55 into 5, that is 75 would be the answer. Choose the alternative which is closely resembles the immediate figure of the given figure. Immediate means something which is hidden. So you have to take in count about the given options and you have to figure out which of the particular diagrams this figure is being hidden or this figure is being embedded. ठीक है, बस आपको ये लिखना है out of these options in which of the particular diagrams this is hidden. Option number C. Okay, yeah, it is very simple ना. यहाँ से this is this mirror image question. Another question from the mirror image. What would be the answer? Hurry up. So if mirror is being kept here, right, we know A won't change its position, then the second letter would be 4, right? Second letter would be 4, so these options would be eliminated from here. Okay, you just have to check whether there is a horizontal change or not. There won't be any vertical change, and the change would be sideways only. The change would be sideways only. What would be the answer? The change would be horizontal only. So let us evaluate for the T. There is an upside down, so this option would be eliminated. Only option 4 would be the right answer. Option number 4 would be the right answer. Okay. So we have another question. Select a suitable figure from the 4 alternatives. Okay, so कुछ diagram given है. We have to find the pattern in which there is a matrix completion. A matrix of 3 cross 3 is given and you have to figure out which of the option can be placed to this particular position so that the series is being completed. What would be the answer? देखो, all we have given is a distinct particular diagrams. So whatever we are having rectangles at the end point, then we have circles at the end point, and then we have triangles in the end point. Triangles, rectangles, and circles. So in the same way, in the same fashion, there should be triangle, rectangle, triangle, rectangle, and particular circle. So circle is there, triangle is there, so rectangle must be there. So this option would be eliminated, this would be eliminated, this would be eliminated. Only option A would be the possible answer. Which of the following diagrams indicate the best relation between literate graduates and illiterate? So for this particular method, you should have two basic understanding of Venn diagrams. What are Venn diagrams? Diagrams which show the relation between two distinct elements. So suppose this is for A and this is B. Okay. So we can say all the elements inside A, right, and this particular represent all the particular inside this object represent B. Okay, and what is the intersection of A and B? It would be something like this. That is the common part, or we can say we can say something which is common part or something which is inside the both. ठीक है, चलो, let us solve this question. Which of the following diagrams indicate the best relation between literate graduates and illiterates? So literate is any person who knows how to read and write. Illiterate means someone who doesn't know read and write. And graduates are the people who have a bachelor's degree with them. So what would be the answer? What would be the answer? Option number 2. Option number 2. Most of the students are answering option number 2. Yeah. Because we can say a people can be literate. A person who is illiterate will have a different shell. And of all the people who are literate, few must be who are graduated. So the right diagram would be 2. If this is for illiterate, this is for literate, and this is for graduates. ठीक है, अब जो पढ़े लिखे होंगे literate होंगे, there is a possibility that they might have done their graduation. There might be possible that they have left their academic studies in between. So right answer would be option number B. Okay, the rising phoenix is writing option should be first because whosoever is graduate is a illiterate. But there is a different point here because we have to relate with literate and illiterate as well. Okay, illiterate will having a different particular diagram, literate will have a different particular set of diagram. Okay, which of the following diagram indicates the best relation between women, mothers and engineers? What would be the answer? Which of the following diagram indicate the best relation between women, mothers and engineers? Okay, option number 1. Option number 1. Okay, let us try to solve this question. If this represents a woman, a mother has to be woman. Like a woman can only become a mother. Okay, a woman can only become mother. So out of the whole woman, few must be women or few must be mothers, right? And out of those, few must be engineers as well. Few must be engineers as well. Okay, I'm sorry, this should be inside, right? Because a woman can only be the particular, a woman can be only mother, right? And out of the whole engineers, some can be mother, some cannot be, and out of whole engineers, some can be women, some can be men only. So right option to this particular question would be option number 1. Okay, option number 1 would be the right answer. So that was all about the particular session. I hope you find it very interesting and you got to learn so many of the particular tricks, right? After this class, you can write down your particular experiences about the particular understanding about the particular concept that you have learned, right? I am here for another 2 minutes. If you have any sort of confusion regarding any of the questions, we can discuss it. Okay, and also I have to make you aware about the Prep Insta Prime. Many of you have already enrolled, already taken the subscription for the Prep Insta Prime, but for the students who are new to our classes, I just wanted them to have this golden opportunity. Okay, what is basically Mr. Prime? It is a Netflix for upskilling, for upgrading yourself. As you all know, with changes in the particular industry, their particular their demands, right? All they are seeking is a student who are already skilled, with the new technologies, new particular new particular technologies. So what we are providing is, we are providing you 200 plus courses with just one single subscription. Why subscription is important? Because just understand a scenario. Dekho, you can prepare by your own as well, but it will take a lot of time. You have to collect the resources, right? You have to arrange all the particular resources as well. Then how you are going to do the structured way preparation? For that matters, we are providing you first of all trending based courses. Your in the upcoming months, TCS is coming, so we have particular tracks of TCS Institute examination, Infosys TK, Cognizant जैसी. Then you can learn the popular skills. ठीक है, हमेशा मार्केट में skills will remain relevant. ठीक है, they are seeking a student who are very well versed with the generative AI, machine learning, data science. ठीक है, data analytics, machine learning, AI, statics for data analytics, AWS cloud. So these particular technologies will help you to stand out among all the particular candidates. So for that matters, you have to learn these particular things. Then you can learn the full stack courses, that is the front end and back end coding. Okay? Even if you belong to, if you are someone who is from non-IT background, or even if you are in 4th year and you are stuck, if I have to choose particular placement drives, or I have to go for the government examinations, right? So you can go with all these particular full stack courses. ठीक है, अभी कोडिंग नहीं आती है, so coding is the first thing that interviewer is going to ask. Coding is the first thing that will evaluate your performance about the technical expertise in your assessment examinations. So you can learn Python, C++ or Java, and coding as in basic coding, intermediate coding, and everything. Many of the students who are very well versed with their particular academics, they have done numerous of hackathons, they have participated in multiple live projects, internship as well. But aptitude would be the milestone, because without aptitude you can't sit in the placement, you can't be qualified for the next round. Aptitude would be the screening round. First round आपका aptitude ही होगा. So just to clear that particular aptitude, you need to understand the concept of aptitude, and for that matter this course will help you out. Now coming to the point, how I am going to help you out. You can use my coupon code to purchase this particular with a very small amount. So my coupon code would be DEV10. You can avail the coupon code and you can avail the course through which you have the maximum chances of getting placement. I think there must be some sort of issue with regard to this particular screen, but you can use the coupon code and you can have the access of all these particular courses, where you will get NASCOM as well as AICTE approved certification as well. अभी इंटरव्यू में जब बैठोगे, it will make you stand out. Your resume will be boost out, because interviewer will be look about the skills. ठीक है? So you can take all these particular benefits in a single subscription, right? So on a good note, I am ending this session. I hope you find this series very interesting. You can share the particular channels as well as the playlist to other students as well, or whosoever among you is preparing for the or targeting the upcoming placement drives, so that they could they get directly benefit from our particular platform. Thank you all the best.